Hey guys, with this year's MLB draft coming up in the next episode, I thought it'd be a good time to take a look at the 2016 draft that we had last year, see how those guys are doing. I didn't think it was an overly successful draft at the time, but we'll check in and see how they're doing. It's episode number 72, and we get a 3-game series started off on Memorial Day at the nation's capital. No better place to spend Memorial Day than in Washington, D.C., in a 3-game series with the Washington Nationals. But first things first, we need to replace Kyle Gibson, who left last episode with an injury and will be out for a couple of months at least. And we're going to call up Tyler Chatwood from AAA to replace him. He'll be the 5th starter in the rotation, a spot he held down early in the year but struggled mightily before he was sent down to AAA. To take his place with the Rochester Red Wings, Aaron Slegers will make his AAA debut, the 24-year-old pitcher for the Twins. It's Memorial Day in the nation's capital. Max Scherzer is on the hill. He's 4-1 with a 2.28 ERA, a 0.91 whip, and he will face Alex Meyer, who's 2-2 with a 3.02 ERA, 62 2/3 innings, and a 1.15 whip. In the second inning, Max Scherzer decides he has the ability to help himself out a little bit with a base hit to right field. Trey Turner rounds third, heading for the plate, and there's not going to be a play at the plate as Turner comes in to score easily. And Max Scherzer puts the Nats on the board 1-0. We go to the third inning now. Bryce Harper at the plate. He's batting .288. And Bryce Harper takes the curveball from Alex Meyer, driving it to the opposite field. And that one's going to ring off the foul pole for a solo home run. For Bryce Harper, it's his 15th of the year. At the end of the third, the Nats lead 2-0. We go to the fifth. Bryce Harper back up in the box, .293 average now. Facing Alex Meyer on a 1-2 count with 2 outs, Bryce Harper barrels this one up to right field. Eddie Rosario has a front row seat to watch this one go into the upper deck. Another solo home run for Bryce Harper. It's his 16th of the year. This one goes 441 feet down the right field side of the field. We go to the 6th inning. It's 3-0. Nationals with the lead. Max Scherzer still on the hill, and he is pitching a gem of a ball game so far, folks. He is dealing. On a 1-2 count with 2 outs, Danny Santana swings through the fastball. And through 6 innings, Max Scherzer has given up 3 hits and no runs. The Nationals have the lead for him at 3-0. In the 8th inning now, Eddie Rosario at the plate. The 104th pitch of the night for Max Scherzer, and Eddie Rosario finally touches him up as he drives one deep to right field, near the area that he watched Bryce Harper's ball go out. Eddie Rosario, a solo home run, his 10th of the season, 415 feet on that one. And the Twins cut the lead to 3-1, but they would not get any closer as they end up falling 4-1. Max Scherzer goes 7 1/3, picks up the win. He is 5-1. Aroldis Chapman is 16th save. Alex Meyer falls to 2-3 in 5 innings. He gave up 7 hits and 3 runs, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Bryce Harper was 4 for 4 with 2 solo home runs, 2 RBIs. Trey Turner 2 for 4 with a double. We look down at AAA Rochester. Nick Gordon, in a 5-3 victory, went 2 for 3 with a double and RBI. He's batting .239 with 3 home runs and 12 driven in. Starting pitcher Tyler J goes 5 innings, gives up 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks and 10 strikeouts. He's 5-2 on the season, a 4.50 ERA and a 1.33 whip. Quick look at the 2016 draft. Our 7th round pick, Carlos Chavez, is out with a fractured hand for 3 to 4 weeks. He does have an ERA under 2, though. That moves us to the 6th round pick, and this one might be the steal of the draft so far for us. Shortstop Herbert De La Rosa at the AAA level is batting .268 with 2 home runs and 10 driven in and 149 at-bats. Again, he was our 6th round draft pick, playing at the AAA level out of necessity because of a lack of middle infielders in our system. We may look to sign more and move him back down to AA, where he might be even more successful and grow a little bit more. The 5th round pick, Marco Cairo, is at single A. He has spent time at AA, though. 4th round pick, Ray Douglas, a relief pitcher at AA Chattanooga, and he has 19 1/3 innings pitched, a 2.33 ERA, 23 strikeouts, and a 1.14 whip. So he's doing an admirable job at AA Chattanooga, and he was our 4th round pick last year. On to the 3rd round pick. That's Manuel Garcia. He's got a broken forearm and is out 1 to 2 months. but he is 1-3 with a 2.81 ERA to this point. And that leads us to the first overall pick, well, our first round pick. He is at AAA, the third baseman Brian Kaw, batting .224 with 7 home runs and 22 RBIs and 174 at-bats. We may end up letting him play some more at AA to work on that batting average before giving him another chance at Rochester here in the near future. We go to game number 54 between the Nationals and the Twins. That's the second of this 3-game series. Steven Strasburg on the hill. He's got a 3.14 ERA, a 2-3 record, and he'll face Irvin Santana, who's 6-2 with a 2.11 ERA for the Twins. Daniel Murphy, batting .215, steps in the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs and a runner on first. And Daniel Murphy tattoos this one to right center field, and that one is way back. And it is gone into about the 10th or 12th row, a 423-foot home run. And it puts the Nats up 2-0. We go to the 5th inning, Anthony Rendon at the plate. He's batting .284 on the season, a runner on second and nobody out, and Rendon drives it deep to left field. And Danny Santana just stops and watches that one leave the yard into the bullpen in left field. Anthony Rendon with the home run that puts the Nats up 4-0 at the end of 5. 6th inning, Byron Buxton steps to the plate. His batting average has fallen from over 300 to 279 in the last few weeks. And he lines it back up the middle off of Steven Strasburg's head. And Strasburg would have to leave the game. Matt Belisle comes in to replace him. With nobody out, runners on first and second, Eduardo Nunez is going to bunt the runners over. Here's the play from third, and Rendon gets it on to first for the out. Joe Mauer now to the plate. With runners in scoring position and 1 out, Joe Mauer grounds it to the right side. Byron Buxton's going to come in to score.
The batter, number 2, second.
And that brings up Brian Dozier. Dozier with 2 outs on a 1-2 count. And Dozier sends this one deep to left field. That one's at the track, at the wall, and it is gone. A home run for Brian Dozier cuts the lead to 4-3. It's a 2-run blast, his 9th of the year, and the Twins have scored more runs on Steven Strasburg here than he normally gives up. Here's a drive up the middle for a base hit. The runner will come in to score from third, and the Nationals stretch the lead out to 5-3. Ground ball to the right side, past a diving Brian Dozier. Runner comes around third. Here's the throw to the plate, and it is not in time as he slides in under the tag. Matt Dendecker scores, and at the end of 6, it's 6-3 Nationals. We go to the 8th. Brian Dozier already homered once in the game. He's got runners on second and third. Chance to maybe tie the game up with a home run, but he grounds it to the left side. On to first, he is safe, and that will score at least the 1 run. The Nationals end up winning this one 6-4. They improve to 33-18. The Twins fall to 24-30. Steven Strasburg with the win. Santana with the loss. Anthony Rendon goes 4 for 5 with a home run. Daniel Murphy goes 3 for 5 with a home run. Dozier 2 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBIs for the Twins. And Joe Mauer 1 for 4 with a double and an RBI. Quick look at Rochester. They fall to the Gwinnett Braves 7-1. They've had a hard time scoring runs lately. Charlie Culberson 1 for 4 with a home run and an RBI. Aaron Sleeger's making his debut at AAA, and it did not go well. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, all 4 of them earned. He walked 4 batters and only struck out 1 in the 7-1 loss to Gwinnett. Down at AA, Tennessee beat Chattanooga 5-4. DJ Hicks, a left fielder, went 2 for 4 with 3 driven in. He's batting .229 on the season with 5 home runs and 23 RBIs. Starting pitcher Peter Lambert goes 6 innings, giving up 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He's got a 2.54 ERA on the season and a 1-3 record. The next pitcher we'll face here against the Washington Nationals is Joe Ross, the 23-year-old right-hander, is at 84 overall, and his numbers from last year are 8-8 with 199 innings pitched, 52 walks, 197 strikeouts, and a 3.57 ERA. This year he is 6-2 in 59 and a third innings, 15 walks, 63 strikeouts, and a 1.37 ERA, a 0.91 whip in 9 starts. He'll make his 10th start here. And we faced Strasburg and Scherzer in the first 2 games, and believe it or not, Joe Ross has better numbers than both of them. So we'll face Joe Ross here in the finale at Nationals Park, trying to avoid the sweep and falling 7 games below 500. Joe Ross. His numbers once again 6-2 with a 1.37 ERA, and we have Tyler Duffy going for us, making his 7th start, and he's got an ERA over 5. Byron Buxton steps in now. He's batting .281. The pitch from Joe Ross, and Buxton grounds it to the right side. Onto the pitcher. It's going to be a foot race to the bag, and Byron Buxton beats it out. He's safe at first with the infield single. Eduardo Nunez now batting .262 with 2 home runs and 10 driven in. Byron Buxton a threat to still second, and he is off with the pitch. And the pitch is in the dirt. The throw is not nearly in time, and Buxton is into second with a stolen base. On the 3-1 count, Eduardo Nunez looking to move the runner over. He pulls the bat back, though, and draws ball 4. So we're going to have runners on first and second with nobody out. And Joe Ross, with those great numbers, looks like he might be in trouble early. Luis Valbuena moves the runners into scoring position with the sacrifice. Twins playing a little small ball, knowing that Joe Ross is not likely to give up a ton of runs. Brian Dozier now grounds it to the left side. Byron Buxton coming to the plate. Throw is on to first, and in time, Buxton comes in to score, and the Twins take a 1-0 lead. In the middle of the first, we go to the second inning now. Nunez at the plate for the Twins. Eduardo Nunez facing Joe Ross with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Nunez grounds it through the hole on the left side. 1 run comes in to score. The guy at third is actually the pitcher, Duffy, and Tyler Duffy is held up there. And the Twins end up stranding all 3 of those base runners, but they do take a 2-0 lead. We're in the bottom of the third now, and Bryce Harper with a runner on first with a drive deep to right field. Rosario mistimes the jump, and that one's into the bullpen for a 2-run home run for Bryce Harper. Another home run, that is his 4th of the series so far. Brings up Matt Den Decker now, and Den Decker drives one down the third base line. That one's headed for the corner. 1 run comes in to score. Another runner around third is heading for the plate. Here comes the relay, and there is no throw. So 2 runs score, and it's 4-2 Washington at the end of the third. We go to the 5th. Brian Dozier batting .238, 9 home runs, 25 driven in. Nobody out. Here's the delivery from Joe Ross, and Dozier barrels that one up, driving it deep to right field, and that one ain't coming back. Solo home run for Brian Dozier cuts the lead to 4-3. That's Dozier's 10th, his 2nd of the series so far. It's 4-3 Nationals halfway through the game. Bryce Harper comes to the plate again, and we do the smart thing and just put Bryce Harper on base rather than letting him hit another one out of the yard. Ryan Zimmerman, though, later in the inning comes up to the plate, lines it down the left field line. It just barely touches down fair. Run comes in to score to make it 5-3 for the Nats. Here's Matt Den Decker with runners on second and third. He grounds it to the right side. Dozier has it. On to first for the second out of the inning. The run comes in to score, making it 6-3. Nationals with the lead at the end of 5, and the Nats would go on to add 1 more run, and they sweep the series with a 7-3 win in the final game. They go to 34-18. Tyler Duffy gets the loss. He's 1-4. Joe Ross gets the win. He's 7-2. Bryce Harper 1-for-1 with a home run and 2 RBIs and a couple of intentional walks. Ryan Zimmerman went 2-for-4 with a double and an RBI. Matt Den Decker added an RBI as well. At AAA Rochester, they beat the Gwinnett Braves 4-2. Nick Gordon went 4-for-5 with an RBI. His batting average is up to .263. And Jose Barrios went 6 innings, giving up 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts in 71 innings. He's got a 3.01 ERA, a 1.21 WHIP, 53 Ks, and a 3-2 record. At AA, Robert Jones, the shortstop, went 2-for-5 with a home run and an RBI in an 11-2 loss. Relief pitcher Mason Melotakis went 3 innings, gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 of them earned, and he has a 3.30 ERA, a 1.47 WHIP in 46 1/3 innings on the year. So that'll do it for this episode of Minnesota Twins Franchise. Catch us next episode against the Cleveland Indians as we finish off this 12-game road trip in the land against the Cleveland Indians. And that will be episode number 73. So check back for that one as Minnesota Twins Franchise rolls along. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.